Hey everyone, in the previous video we talked about steps to create Friday Night Funkin' game. In this video we will learn how to automatically generate sound and arrow sequences for the imposter. Let me share my screen. Okay, we will select imposter first, and initially it should have a normal costume. Then let's take a very simple sequence of left, down, up, right arrows, and we will generate this sequence using broadcast message. First we will send imposter left. Okay, then before the second arrow comes, we will send, we'll wait a little bit. Then imposter right, sorry, imposter down. I will right click on top of this and duplicate it to make things easy. Imposter up, and final broadcast message is imposter for imposter right. Okay, and then it should send one more broadcast message for boyfriend's turn, and this one is different. It should wait for player to enter the keys. That's why we are using broadcast and wait. Okay, but what happens when we send broadcast left? We will use this block. When I receive imposter left, then we should change the imposter costume to left, change the sound corresponding to imposter left, wait for 0.2 seconds, and then change the costume back to normal. Okay, now we can just right click on this, duplicate it, and write for the other broadcast messages. Imposter down. When imposter down broadcast message is sent, we should change the costume to down and play the sound which corresponds to this costume. Okay, similarly for imposter up, change the costume to imposter up and imposter up. Finally imposter right, imposter right, imposter right. Okay, we are done with this code. Now let's write for the arrow. Arrow has to move as well. So, but initially when the game starts, it should be hiding. All the arrow should be hiding. I will just press Ctrl C to copy this and paste it in all the arrows. Okay. Now let's go back to left arrow and write the code. When it receives imposter left broadcast message, this arrow should do something. It should first, it should show and show here, where it should show at the bottom, and then it will glide to this point. So we see this is the address, and if we see go-to has the same address. So these blocks take the same address wherever we put this. Okay, so this has same address, we just need to drag it, and next it needs to glide to this point. See, now the glide address has changed. Okay, I will just make it 0.5 second because 1 second gliding is too long. And after gliding here, it should hide. Okay, now I can just copy using Ctrl C, Ctrl V, or there is another method. I can put this code in a backpack. Okay, and now I can get this from the backpack. This is down arrow, so it will act only when imposter down message is sent. It should show at what point? It should show at the bottom. I will use the go-to block. It has the new address now. It should go to this, then it should glide to this point, glide to this point, and then hide. Same for others. I will just drag it from the backpack. Imposter up. When that message is received, it should show and then start from this, go to this point, then glide to this point, and then hide. Okay. Similarly for this arrow, I am imposter right message is received, then it should show and go to this position, go to this point, then glide to this position and then hide. Okay. So this is done. See, computer generated this sequence, left, down, up, right arrows. Okay, and then it waits for the player to enter the keys. But what if we want it to generate another sequence? We can just duplicate this. Okay, let's put 1 second delay before the second sequence is played. Okay, and we can change the sequence, maybe down, down, up, up. This is the second sequence, down, down, up, up, and then again it waits for boyfriend's turn. But if we want imposter to get 10 turns, let's say player is good and it keeps on playing, it should have 10 or 20 turns, then if we have to duplicate it 10-20 times, it will become very long and confusing. Another problem is that this sequence is fixed. After playing 3-4 times, player would know the first sequence is always left, down, up, right, and second sequence is down, down, up, up. So this is no fun. We need to make it random. Let's learn how we can do it. So I will just delete all this and I will just leave this one. First, we will create a variable called arrow number. Then we will generate a random value between 1 to 4. This block generates a random number between 1 to 4 and stores that value in the arrow number, this variable. We don't know computer generated which number, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. So we need to check if this arrow number contains 1. If yes, this is true, then it should send a broadcast message, imposter left. Now I will right click on this and then duplicate it. If the arrow computer generated number 2, the arrow number has this variable has number 2, then it should generate imposter down. Similarly, if it generated number 3, it should send a broadcast message up, and if it is 4, it should generate message right. Okay. Now afterwards, it has generated, this is just one first time. Computer generated one number and we checked which number was it. And to make a sequence, it has to generate 4 times, right? So let's just repeat it. But before repeating, we need to add a bit of delay. Okay. Between the 2 arrows in a sequence, there should be a delay. We are adding a delay of 0.2 seconds. And it should be repeated how many times? 4. You can make it 5 or 6 or whatever. Okay. 4. Then after generating 4 arrows, it should send a broadcast message, but it's boyfriend's turn. Okay. And now player will enter the arrow sequences for boyfriend and then again pass on the turn back to imposter. And let's wait for 1 second. But what happens here? Nothing. So if we want imposter to generate, computer to generate another sequence for imposter or continuously generate sequence for imposter, we should use a forever block. Okay. Now let's see. This is the first sequence waiting for this player, then second sequence, wait. Okay. As there is no code for boyfriend right now, so that's why there is no wait. It's just waiting 1 second and there is no wait. It's coming straight back to this point and waiting 1 second to and generating the second sequence, next sequence. So that's all for this video. In the next video, we will learn how player can enter keys for the boyfriend. Okay, bye bye.